For some reason, that one line that shows up on the camera that indicates you're not steady keeps showing up. Okay, I think I got it. Man, let me tell you what. I wish I could tell you that I had some kind of, well, actually, I did have a low, and it came in the form of a dream I had. It wasn't a bad dream per se, it just, I thought I lost this chain. Oh, right. Good morning, happy Thursday, folks. I wish I could say it was just the fact I had a dream where I thought I lost this chain, but no. There's one more thing that actually kind of saddened me, but I'll get to that later. My high is the entirety of the finale of The Masked Singer last night. I mean, first time in Masked Singer history, we had a finals that had 4 contestants. And within the first hour, they eliminated 2 contestants, and in the second hour, we have the actual big finale. And it was everything that almost everything I was hoping for. I mean, I kind of thought there was going to be someone else in the finale too, but considering what wound up happening, I'm very much okay with it. What was my act of kindness? Oh, right. I took in the garbage for my parents. Also, for my high, I wound up seeing someone very important to me yesterday. Got to see that person for a little bit. And, yeah. Let's get started. The episode kicked off with Rita Ora and the rest of the finals group singing Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan. Which I gotta say, I must have heard this song on the radio so many times. I've never been able to make out the lyrics Pink Pony Club. Like, yeah, now that I hear it, okay, that's what she's saying. Okay. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I like the message behind that song. And it's meant to be one of those, like, all-inclusive songs. It doesn't matter who you are. We are all pink ponies, I think, is how it goes. Good message. It is. I like that. Although, not to be that guy, but my Patronus is a black stallion. I think I'd rather identify as that, please. No, seriously. I did the test on Pottermore.com, and my Patronus is a black stallion. Seriously, it is. I couldn't believe it. I was like, not a stallion, a black stallion. Didn't really know we were adding color to this, but okay. But anyway, first Pearl kicked things off doing Black Horse at a Cherry Tree. Excuse me, by KT Tunstall, which I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea who that was who sang that song. Like, seriously, I remember years ago, I was literally taking driver's ed. I was 16 years old taking driver's ed, and I was with a group of other students, and we're in the car, we're also listening to the radio, and the guy on the morning radio was straight up making fun of the song Black Horse and a Cherry Tree, because that song makes absolutely no sense, which now, 19 years later, that song still doesn't make any sense. But Pearl sold it well, which, listen, I knew Pearl was going to be one of the people was going to be one of the top 2, no question. Then Coral went next, and she did Moon River by the legendary Audrey Hepburn. Listen. Okay, spoiler, Coral was the second person to get eliminated in the night, which, I'm sorry, How? I mean, okay, I get why now, but man, it should have been Coral versus Pearl in the finale. Oh, spoiler on that too. I really think it should have been Coral. I mean, I still think the outcome would have been exactly the same, but I genuinely do believe that, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Anyway, Boogie Woogie did Freedom 90 by George Michael, and Mad Scientist Monster did Stay by Sugarland. Now, a week ago, I got really upset that Mad Scientist was the one who beat Coral, and Coral was the one who had to fight for being in the finale. This time, the universe corrected itself. Not that I hated Mad Scientist Monster, but I just can tell you right now, Coral was factually better. Because Mad Scientist Monster was the first to get eliminated. And it turned out to be Brian Kelly. And all throughout this season, Mad Scientist Monster was alluding to something that he stole from Robin. And it turns out that Brian Kelly years ago had a song that Brian Kelly wrote, obviously, that beat out Robin Thicke's song for Song of the Year. I think it was the year that Blurred Lines came out, and hold on. Let me look up some. Brian Kelly, AMA. Hold on. Hold on. Let me look up Brian Kelly. I can find it. Hold on. Where is it? I can't find it. Well, basically, it was Brian Kelly's song that beat Robin Thicke's song. That's all I know. Anyway, so Brian Kelly was the first to get eliminated. Coral wound up being the second person to get eliminated. And obviously, it was Boogie Woogie and Pearl for the final two. And here's the thing. I'm fine with what happened in the finale. I am, especially when a week ago I correctly predicted the gender of the person who was going to win the Masked Singer, and I was right. Pearl wound up winning it all. Now, in the finale, like the second half of the finale, Boogie Woogie did his final performance, which was "Love the Hell Out of You" by Louis Capaldi. Very good song. But Pearl did "I'll Stand By You" by the Pretenders. I'm sorry, Boogie Woogie had no chance. So yeah, Boogie Woogie wound up being Andy Grammer. And this is the part where I gotta say, if it was Coral in the final two, and she had an opportunity to do a final song, I still think Pearl probably would have won. But it would have been a lot closer than, it was already stupidly close as it was. I think Coral would have had a better showdown against Pearl, but that's just me. So, after being unmasked, Andy Grammer did his signature song, "Don't Give Up On Me," as his encore performance, which was awesome. Great song. But then we get to who Pearl is. Now, before I get into that, for the last several seasons, the judges or panelists have a golden ear award. Basically, it's how many contestants can the panelists guess correctly, and the person who gets the most wins the golden ear. Now, in the beginning of the episode, Jay McCarthy Wahlberg and Robin Thicke were tied because they both guessed 4 people each. Now, Jenny got the first point for guessing Brian Kelly correctly. And now the second person because of Meg Donnelly, who was a Coral, that's what Rita Ora guessed, but she only had like 3 right, including Coral, so she was out of the running. So now it's up to then Boogie Woogie wanted to be Andy Grammer. No one guessed Andy Grammer. He literally kept himself hidden all throughout the entire season, which kudos to him. But then we get to Pearl. The very last I'm asking. Robin Thicke has to get this one right to tie Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg, so they at least both win the golden ear. Keep it a tie. And it wasn't literally until right as Robin Thicke was making his final guess that he guessed, you know what, there's only one person who actually has this iconic sound. Could it be Gretchen Wilson? And when I heard Gretchen Wilson, I'm like, what? Could it really be Gretchen Wilson? Like, here's the thing. If you don't know who Gretchen Wilson is, hands down, her most popular song is Redneck Woman, which I actually first heard, this is going to be a bit of a story, but bear with me. So, when I was in high school, every week we had a homeroom on, Wednesday afternoon. Sometimes we have a thing called HHS Live, where students in the film and videography class would, make music videos and such. This one girl I know, who actually I just saw at a softball game just recently, first time in 17 years, made a music video of her doing Redneck Woman by Gretchen Wilson. That was the very first time I ever heard that song. And all these years later, that song lives rent-free in my head. Now, it's a great song. I love that song. Granted, there are some songs that Gretchen Wilson has done that are better, but you can't think of Gretchen Wilson and not think of Redneck Woman. So, take it off, take it off, take it off. I'm like, is it really going to be Gretchen Wilson? And sure enough, Robin Thicke got it. It was the legendary Gretchen Wilson. Now, I'm sure if any of you have been paying attention over the last couple of years, it's been kind of rough for Gretchen Wilson, that is. I mean, she got a huge injury. She was in a wheelchair for a while. She was genuinely concerned as to whether or not she'd ever be able to perform again. All those great performances that she did as Pearl, she not only proved that, she deserves to be back up on stage, but her range truly is just ungodly. And, Gretchen Wilson deserved to win the Golden Mask Trophy. She totally earned it. You don't hear any complaints from me, man. I mean, Gretchen Wilson. That's so cool. Oh, man. But, obviously, the show has to end with an encore performance by the artist formerly known as The Pearl. And Gretchen Wilson did her signature song, Redneck Woman, as her encore performance. I mean, it doesn't take it. You don't need validation from a dumb white guy like me to tell you that Gretchen Wilson still got it. And man, I was smiling all throughout this finale. It was great. And up until the very end, I really was on cloud nine. I absolutely was on cloud nine. And then right when the show ended, they say what wound up being broadcast afterwards. The Masked Singer will return for a brand new season in January 2026. We gotta wait until January 2026 for another season. Oh, why? Oh my God, why? Why? I don't want to wait that long. I mean, listen, I get why. I really do get why they have. Actually, let me look up something real quick, because I think I know why. Okay, so I think the reason why they're waiting until January 2026 before we get a new season is when season 12 ended, that was on December 18th, 2024. Like, quite literally 1 week before Christmas. Season 13 began, if I can find the, on February 12th, 2025. That's barely a month and a half in between seasons. That's got to be the quickest turnaround time in between two seasons of The Masked Singer. And with such a quick turnaround, maybe there are some risks about budget, or maybe they really want to look for more celebrities who want to do the show. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. But for better or for worse, if we truly have to wait until January 2026 before we get another season of The Masked Singer, I'm okay with it. I mean, hopefully if the demand for it is great enough from lots of fans like myself, maybe it'll be a lot sooner. I mean, I could see them totally sort of blowing away all expectations. Like, if you started, normally the way it works is there's like a season at the beginning of the year. Again, in this case, it'd be February. And another season usually doesn't happen until like September, roughly. Like September, early October. But January 2026, I'm sure there's a logical explanation for why that is. I mean, again, not even a month and a half in between season 12 and season 13. Okay, that definitely probably took up a lot of budget. Maybe they want to maybe they want to rebuild the set, make a new stage for people to sing on. That could be a reason why. Maybe people in that show are under contract and they need to negotiate. Who's to say? Or maybe, you know what? The costumes themselves. Those costumes can't be easy to make. Maybe they take a long time to do. Whatever the reason is, we've had 13 unbelievably great seasons of The Masked Singer. Hell, if the show were to end right now and we never get another season again, we've had 13 unbelievably great seasons. I think we can all truly be satisfied with what we've gotten. But that's just my humble opinion. So, to Nick Cannon, Robin Thicke, Jamie McCarthy-Walker, Ken Jeong, Rita Ora, all the contestants on The Masked Singers. Actually, hold on. If I can find who they are. To Cedric the Entertainer, Oscar De La Hoya, Aubrey O'Day, Sheena Shea, Flava Flav, James Vanderbeek, Candace Cameron Burr, Method Man, Erica Jane, Matthew Lawrence, Edward McClain, Brian Kelly, Meg Donnelly, Andy Grammer, and of course the winner and champion, Gretchen Wilson. Thank you, all of you, for giving us a great season. I hope this video finds many of you people well. And I guess the countdown for January 2026 is on. But you know what? So far, 2025 has been a pretty great year for me. And I know there's a lot of stuff coming up between now and then. So I'll definitely find ways to keep myself busy. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, find me on social media. As always, I'm very humble to me this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy for the name. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, if you guys want to talk or chat, once we're here to let it back, take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.